Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. This video is part 2 in my playlist about romantic justice. So in this video, I'm going to go over something I've gone over before, and I want you to really try to understand why I'm right. I'm going to give you 14 points of references, 14 places where they did not even meet me at. If attractive females had the decency, the fidelity, the integrity, the sincerity, the honor to treat me fairly, to a bare minimum degree or better, then they would have met me at point number 1. It's very simple. They would have met me at my rightful place. I'm being interrupted here by some loud noise. Give me a moment here. They didn't meet me. Okay, so they didn't meet me at my rightful place. I'm the Christ, the top martial artist ever possible, the most righteous person ever possible, the best date ever possible, the most handsome person ever possible, and the namesake of the most righteous brain surgeon, and the man that women, especially attractive women, owe the most to. And no one can ever possibly one-up me. Now, I'm not saying this to be cocky. People who have made it so that I have to explain that to you, okay, are the people who are cocky enough to go along with a system that cheats me out of my rightful place, including my rightful place in the minds and hearts and souls of women. Point number 2. So over time, I'm going to take away things from the list, right, from every point. And so we get the points that are going lower and lower as points of references over time. You'll see what I mean. Point number 2. The top martial artist ever possible, the most righteous person ever possible, the best date ever possible, the most handsome person ever possible, and the namesake of the most righteous brain surgeon, the man that women, especially attractive women, owe the most to. And no one can ever one-up me. So I took off something there. Point number 3. They didn't meet me at least the top martial artist ever possible and an extremely righteous man. Okay? Even if they didn't meet me at Christ, even if they didn't acknowledge that I'm Christ, I would still be a bunch of things. And somewhere down the list, we get the top martial artist ever possible and an extremely righteous man, far more desirable than all of the guys put together. Point number 4. They didn't meet me at a righteous person and the most handsome person ever possible, the namesake of the most righteous brain surgeon and the only one telling the truth publicly. Point number 5. They didn't meet me at the most handsome person ever possible, the namesake of the most righteous brain surgeon and the only one telling the truth publicly. Point number 6. They didn't meet me at a righteous person, a great martial artist, and the only one telling the truth publicly. So you see what I mean? As we go along these points of references, okay, with them fuming me and poisoning me, dogs barking in the background trying to distract me, we take off things. And the type of people they date are these obnoxious nerds. They might say they're doing an experiment. Oh yeah, you just happen to choose Christ, you fucking cowards, you low-bred trash. These worms who make it harder for me to articulate my point why children are raped, including children in their families. Yes, including children in their despicable, cowardly, punk-ass families. Pretty straightforward. Can you imagine how much a female deserves to get flogged to death for dating someone like that while Christ is here telling her to submit? Even if she's agnostic, she should have met me at these other places. That's part of what this list is about. Even if they're atheistic and they hate Christians, they should have still seen that I'm ideal. But they're far too stupid for that because of the types of worms and the types of dog cultures that would persecute the most righteous person ever at the most important time in history. Just heartless, trash, inhuman filth. Utter dogs that God hates. And you all know it. With all your souls, you know it. Okay. where we're here. Point number 6. I was talking about how they didn't meet me at a righteous person, a great martial artist, and the only one telling the truth publicly. If they acknowledge that I'm that, and they would see that I'm far more desirable than other guys, and that's 6 points down. 7. They didn't meet me at a righteous person and the only one telling the truth publicly. That still puts me far above everyone else. Point number 8. They didn't meet me as a righteous person from a good family because nobody else is righteous. Righteous is a strong word. I'm doing the right thing. They're all just worms playing a game. 9. They didn't meet me at a righteous person in a world full of evil people, which still puts me above everyone else. Are you starting to understand yet? Through all the distractions they did at the beginning of this video to try to keep people from watching the whole video, okay, out of their extreme cowardice, their low genes, their pathetic cultures, their disgraced nations, what have you. Point number 10. They didn't meet me at a mature, disciplined, and sabotaged person that they immediately might think is morally above all others. Okay, so they would have met me. Okay, again, there's some kind of typo here. So point number 10 is a mature, disciplined, and sabotaged person that they immediately might think is morally above all others. Immediately, that puts me as the most desirable man. Even a little kid, when they get from what they get from Beauty and the Beast, is that the Beast should get, in the cartoon, should get should get Belle and not Gaston, because Gaston is an occult-like sniveling bitch, some kind of privileged worm, some kind of shrink-to-fit military dog-like characteristic having person. Okay. Type of worms who say what's causing them to stumble on his speech and say we don't feel sorry for you. Can you imagine that your military is so fucking disgraced that they're persecuting Christ, acting like fucking frat boy bitches? Can you imagine? What kind of dick suck bitch made fucking shit is that? You call that being a soldier? Everyone on this planet, deep in their hearts, calls that a bitch. I promise you that. Point number 11. They didn't meet me at a great catch that is rare. Extremely rare, rather. Point number 12. They didn't meet me at a great catch that is the best date they can think of. Point number 13. They didn't meet me at a great catch that is on their mind. And point number 14. They didn't meet me at a very great catch. And just like the people on duty right now and their families, God despises them to the extreme for their pathetic arrogance, their unmatched cowardice, their childish behaviors, and their despicable genes that they've cultivated from generations of being a fucking bitch, which is the only way they get to the bitch point that they're at now.